Hi everyone, this is Catherine. This is a video on my February swap for the Secret Squirrel Sisterhood Society. It was founded by Jade Moore, and the admins are Tonya, Gibbs, and Matos. I just wanted to do a quick video on the projects that I made for my Secret Sister for the month of February. So our theme this month was Back to Basics, and our color challenge that we had was to use black, white, kraft, cream, and one accent color which could not be pink or blue. And our altered challenge was an organizational journal. So I really had a tough time with the journal this month. It didn't come so easily for me as I'm not normally a journal making person. I can alter a pre-made one, but I have a hard time making one. So I hope my sister really likes what I did. I know that she had asked for specific things in her journal, and unfortunately my printer had died when I started making the journal, so I didn't get to do any printed items for her that she had listed. So I'm hoping that this will work for her and that she can add to it as she sees fit. So what I did was I decided to do the journal in the same color scheme as the box so that it would coincide or match. And I also know that these are some of her colors that she likes, but it isn't her favorite color. So I'm not going to give it away because I don't want anyone to know who it's for until she receives it. So I'll be posting this video once she receives her package. So I used the paper collection by Recollection. It's the Union Square paper collection, and up on this portion right here where it says Journey, I ended up fussy cutting out this portion, popped it up, and then fussy cut this from the paper collection and popped it up. I used some bling from Recollections here to match the colors. The flower that's up here is a Prima flower. It's like a burgundy reddish color, and then I used it's by Prima, and then I used the Prima hydrangea flowers, flat flowers, and then I used some Recollection bling to put in the center of the flowers. So I bound this using this cinch, so you can see that there's the wiring here. So that's what I ended up using to bind it. And what I did was I used the paper collection, and I used a tab punch. So you've got 6 tabs in this journal, so I'm just going to put it back down and maybe do it that way. And then what I did was after every tab I put in a pocket page so that you could put in whatever you want inside. So I had these already pre-printed, and they're just on regular photocopy paper. So it's the Secret Squirrel Sisterhood Society paper, and this was the digital that I purchased from Tonya, one of the admins. And then I put cardstock in between every single tab. So you'd have a tab, a pocket, and cardstock. So again, here's the second tab, here's the pocket, and then I used cream colored paper, the third tab, the pocket, again white cardstock, fourth tab, the pocket, I used kraft paper or kraft cardstock, fifth tab, the pocket, and then white cardstock, and then the last tab, and then the pocket, and then again the cream colored cardstock. And please don't think that in the back, for the back of this, if you actually look, if I bring it up closer, it looks like the words are upside down. I did it on purpose because I wanted the swirl that's on the bottom here to stay on the bottom, just because in the front it was on the bottom. So it was done on purpose. It wasn't a mistake. So I really hope that you like what I did with this journal. The next thing that I ended up making, and I'm going to show the box last just because it's my favorite part. I made this, and I'm hoping it'll... Okay, so this is a jar that I got, a glass jar from IKEA, and I decided to alter it. So if I bring it up a little bit closer, hopefully it won't go blurry. I used the Tim Holtz Dress Form die with the spools, and so I have 3 spools on chipboard, and I inked it all up using the sepia ink by Archival Ink, and then I added some of the crochet thread on 2 of them, and then I used some pink trim on the other one. The paper that's on the back right here, this is from the Butterfly Garden by Pink Paisley line. I had some extras from a class that I had done last year sometime. Oh, sorry, I hope I didn't make you dizzy there. This is a flower that is from a trim that I got from my local scrapbooking store from Maya Road, and it was just a trim that had a whole bunch of flowers on it. I just cut it out, and then I did 2 stick pins, one here and one here, that I made. This paper, if I'm correct, is from 7 Gypsies, and it was just a paper that was full of what looked like tape paper or measuring tape paper, and so I just cut out a piece and then I just bubbled it so that if you take a look, you can see that there's a hole here, and that's what I just wanted to give it some dimension. Sorry, my webcam was doing its own autofocus. And then right here is a little knob from 7 Gypsies. So I adhered that using the E6000 and some hot glue. Along the top of the jar, I used this trim, and I can't remember where I got the trim from, and I just inked up around the edges of the trim so that it wasn't so stark white. And then what I did on the top of the lid, so if I take the top of the lid off, I used this pleated trim from My Road, and then just a white or ivory cherry blossom from Wild Orchid Crafts, and I attached it using elastic jewelry thread so that you didn't really see it. So you can't really see the thread because it's see-through, but if you take a look at it in person, you'll see it. So I just wanted to do a little bow that hung, and then inside what I did, and I'm hoping that my sister will be okay with this, because whatever I'm sending you as far as goodies is concerned, I've done was mostly from my own personal stash, not so much bought from the store. There's a couple things, but I really wanted to focus more on handmade stuff. So there's a whole bunch in here. So if I take some of it out, there's some little white crochet flowers, and I left a lot of it white because this way you could mist it and you could change it yourself. There's some smaller crochet flowers in the thread. The other ones were with yarn, and then this is with a thicker yarn, so it's an even bigger crochet flower. I don't know if you can see it very good. And then I made a butterfly. So there's a blue one, and then there's a pink butterfly here. Sorry, I'm doing this sideways here. And then I have a pink and blue one in there, and just other flowers and stuff. So there's probably a good 40 or so pieces inside this jar. So this is what took a lot of my time as well, because I really wanted to focus on making something as opposed to buying stuff. And I really love homemade stuff, so I thought you could use a lot of these flowers for different projects and stuff. So I really hope that you like that. The next thing that I ended up making was this. So this was something that I made over the last 2 days. It was something that I seen in my local store that the owner had made one, and this is a folio or a folder by 7 Gypsies, and she's holding a class with it, and she gave me the okay to kind of almost replicate the idea, but with totally different papers and stuff. So I went to my hoard vault. I started using some of my curtain call paper. It's hard for me to let it go, but it was something that really went well with this month's colors, and I didn't do any embellishing. So that's one thing that I wanted my sister to be able to do if she chose to, because I thought if you're going to take this with you to go shopping or whatever, then you wouldn't have to worry about anything falling off or coming off or any of that sort. You could put it in your purse and not worry. So it just opens up, the 2 elastics, and then this is the inside of the package. So it's a folio. So again, it's all curtain call paper by Graphic 45, everything except for the file folder. So on this side, what I did was it's a pocket here, and this was the template from the envelope out of the 12 by 12 that Mo had done on a video, but I just changed up a little bit and made it so that it was not an actual envelope, but just more so for pockets. So you have a pocket in the back, then you have a pocket right here, and then you have a pocket on either side of these. So what I had included here was I went to our local store, had an ephemera night. So this is an actual $50 from, I'm not really sure where it's from. It's real money, but it had a squirrel on it, so I couldn't help but buy it and put it in the package as part of the little our little symbol. At the same time, this is a playing card. So this playing card, as you can see, there's a little red dot on there, and how the store explained it to us was that anything that had the little red dot would mean that it was a minimum of 50 years old. So there's a playing card, this playing card is at least 50 years old. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to do what you wanted with it instead of altering it for you. So it's just in the pocket there. So when we open this up, this file folder actually just comes right out, and I didn't decorate the inside of this. I just inked it up because I figured it's going to be covered, and you can put, change the file folder if you choose to at any time and decorate your own and put it inside. So what I did was I made you pockets, and there's 2 pockets, one on either side of this file folder. And then because I couldn't attach these papers, my husband actually ended up printing them off at work for me, and it's just cardstock, so it's not Copic paper or anything, so I just want you to know that ahead of time. So it's just regular white cardstock, and so I clipped it using just binder clips. And so the binder clips that I got, if I bring it up a little closer, I don't know if you can tell. There is an ampersand here, and then there is an exclamation mark on this. So they're just binder clips that just clip up. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure this is in the picture. So you can just take out the papers as you need it. So what I did was, for the papers, I gave you the actual colors of the Copic markers, and then I gave you the plain chart. I didn't know how to alter it so that you could cut it and put it into a book or whatever, but I'm sure that you can figure that out. And then I have all of the ones for the distress inks, distress stains, the alcohol inks, the stickles, all the different Ranger ones. And then I also gave you a copy of each of the pages from Tonya's first digital PDF that I had purchased from her. So I figured you could alter it however you wanted. If you wanted to put it into a journal, you had the pages there. So this is what I made. So I'll just put this back inside, and then all it is just folding this. Whoops. And and then on the piano keys, what I did was I used glossy accents on all of the black keys, so that this way it gave it some sort of an embellishment, because I didn't do a lot of embellishing for this. And then you just close it up using the elastics. And the final one, I'm hoping I'm not going to have to redo this video because I did this. This is the second time around. This is your box. So I use the Recollections Union Square paper. I used the Tim Holtz weathered clock die, and I cut it. So I cut this piece, and then I cut this piece out of it, so that I made it into 2 pieces, 2 portions. I embossed them. It was cut on a thin chipboard, embossed with brown, bronze, and also the Tim Holtz Distress embossing powder. So there's 3 different embossing powders on both of these pieces. I used the Wild Orchid Craft gardenias. This flower and this flower over here are both from Carla S001 store. This one was an orange one, and I sprayed it. This one was this color, but I misted it with some glimmer mist just to give it a little bit of sparkle. All of the flowers here, the cherry blossoms and everything, have all been glimmer misted, so that it added to the same color theme. I put in some of the little pearl beads or pearl trims that I got from Michael's back at Christmas time. This is the only other accent color that I changed a little bit, because we're only supposed to use 1 accent color, but I really felt that this orange butterfly really went well. And then I used the red Recollections bling here. And then this is a, I don't know if you can see, let me bring it up closer. This is a bicycle, and it's a Dresden bicycle that was gold, and again I embossed it with some distress embossing powder and some brown or bronze embossing powder just to give it a more vintage look. And then I popped it up using the Helmar's kraft dots. So I really love the kraft dot glue, so I just used that. And then I used the Rock Candy crackle paint, but I added some aged mahogany ink, re-inker into it to give it that red look. And then I just ripped the papers so that it had little peek-throughs and stuff on it. So, and then the sides, I just left it pretty simple. I used some red trim, pleated trim, with the bronze 4mm pearl trim from Carla S001's Etsy store. And then again, the same paper line, the Union Square. And I wanted to leave it so that all of the main focus was on the top of the box and not on the sides. So I just distressed the paper and inked it and then just attached it. I painted the whole box in a cream color, so you can see that it's all the same. And then I just tore on the sides here because of the hinges as well. And then the inside, I really wanted to leave it plain because I wanted my sister to be able to use it to store stuff in. So I didn't want to add a lot of dimension to it. So the top of the box is, again, everything is using the same paper. So I used the paper line, and then I used just the bronze pearl trim. And then on the bottom, I used some more of the paper line, and again, trimmed it with the bronze pearl trim from Carla S001 store. So that is my projects for my sister. I hope she really likes it. And thanks everyone for watching. Take care.